Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to learn about Act First of As You Like It. I am going to explain what all happens in Act First of the play As You Like It. As You Like It, as I had told you, as I have told you in the previous session, that is a pastoral romantic comedy which has been very successful and famous even till today. In Act First, Scene First, the play opens with a scene which occurs in the orchard of the house of Oliver D. Boyce. Orlando, his younger brother, is found in conversation with Adam, his faithful servant. Orlando complains about Oliver's ill treatment. After the death of his father, Oliver did not give any education or property to Orlando and ill-treated him often. After Oliver's arrival, Orlando demands education or 1,000 crowns left by his father, Sir Roland de Boys. But Oliver dismisses his demand, saying that he has no part of his father's will. Then Dennis the Duke's wrestler informs Oliver about the senior duke's banishment by his younger brother Duke Frederick. For power and position, Duke Frederick had banished the rightful duke, that is Duke Senior. Rosalind, the senior duke's daughter, stayed with Celia, the usurper's daughter. The senior duke retires to the forest of Arden with his faithful, loyal lords. They live like Robin Hood and spend their time idly, very happily. In the beginning, Duke Frederick is seen as ambitious and cruel. Oliver learned from Charles that the famous wrestler Charles is a famous wrestler who is also called a ferocious wrestler, and the new duke was holding a wrestling match the next day. Orlando was also a good wrestler, but Charles wanted to defeat him to retain his honor. Oliver makes use of this and plans to tempt Charles to hurt Orlando in wrestling match. Oliver tells Charles that he won't mind even if he breaks Orlando's neck. Oliver hated Orlando the most and wanted to see the end of his brother Orlando. As planned cunningly, Oliver incites Charles to wrestle with Orlando the next day. In Scene 2, Rosalind's sadness over father's banishment is explained. Celia, Duke Frederick's daughter, cheers her up. They both talk about love, fortune, and nature. Celia thinks love to be a good sport to be played without having the honor tainted. Rosalind believes that fortune is most unfair to women, as she had been banished from the kingdom, though she was a woman. That is why she says that fortune is most unfair to women. Their conversation is disrupted by Touchstone the Fool. He tells them the story of a knight named Frederick. At the same time, Lebu joins and informs the ladies that they have missed a wrestling match in the palace court. He informs that ferocious Charles has killed 3 sons of an old man. Touchstone calls wrestling a gruesome sport. Remaining matches to be played in the presence of the Duke Frederick, his lords, and Rosalind and Celia. Despite of the Duke's pleading, Orlando decides to fight with Charles. Rosalind and Celia too fail to dissuade him from the contest. Orlando requests the ladies to leave him alone. Orlando tells he has nothing to lose as he is an orphan and he has no friends to mourn his death. The 2 ladies are touched by Orlando's sorrow and wish him the very best against Charles. The wrestling match begins and Orlando easily overthrows Charles in the very first round. Charles is carried away in an unconscious state. The Duke is pleased and wants to take Orlando under his protection. His pleasure is changed immediately when he learns that Orlando is the son of his enemy, Sir Roland de Boys. The Duke departs abruptly without giving a prize to Orlando. This is all what happens in Act First. The highlights of this Act First are: pure, innocent, sisterly love of Rosalind and Celia is seen here. Cunning and ambitious nature of Frederick the Duke, as he had and usurped the kingdom and banished his rightful Duke Senior. And the banishment of Senior Duke is also known here. And Oliver's hatred towards his brother Orlando after the death of their father. Faithful servant Adam proves very loyal to Orlando, though he is aged, he proves loyal even to his son after Sir Roland de Boys' death. Touchstone's sexual love for Audrey is also explained here. Touchstone and Jacques act as critics of the characters in the play, because Touchstone and Jacques comment on whatever that happens in the play. With all the incidents and characters, they used to express their opinion. That is why Touchstone and Jacques are called as the critics of the characters and the incidents that happen in the play. This is all about Act First of As You Like It. Thank you so much.